I've consulted with lots of people over the last 2 weeks, and so have you. And so is everyone on the team because everyone's jumping on board, which is great to see.
Don't miss out.
So when you give someone the scorecard, or if they haven't done the scorecard, we do the like self-assessment system where you're like, what kind of goals are you doing? What kind of goals do you have? Have you achieved in the past? Et cetera, et cetera. And what obstacles are getting in the way? I don't know about you, but a lot of the people that I sit down with, when I actually ask them like if they've achieved the goals or not, and they say no, and then I ask them what they did, and then I ask how they tracked the success of the plan that they were doing, almost every single one of them, I don't track anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't assess anything. Like, they track their body weight for a little bit, or, maybe they ride on a program and trend the performance of that. They're like 2 metrics that you still want to have, but everything else is just like missed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so today I was like, let's talk about all of these data points that are really important to transform your physique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a common thing with you?
Literally yesterday, I had a challenge graduate. And I was like, what was she lost like fucking 7 centimeters off her waist.
Yeah, amazing. 30 days or whatever. That's crazy.
It's insane. And there was like 4 of them that did it.
Yeah.
All over 5 centimeters. Insane.
Imagine what can happen in 30 days, guys.
So, yeah, I was like, what was your biggest takeaway? She'd never tracked before.
Yeah.
So that was new. It was very like, eat healthy, low preservative, remove chemicals, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, just also
Also
eat a
track
deficit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, like did that, but she was like, she's followed programs, had PTs for years.
Yeah.
It was like, I've never had a program that I log my weights and can compare to last week.
No way.
I was like, that's
like the one thing.
amazing to me.
Yeah. Isn't that strange? Because you and I feel like that's the first thing everyone should do.
Yeah.
Like that's the first thing you should do before you even track calories and macros. Because like technically when you're a PT, like you're not really kind of qualified to do that, right?
Yeah. So it's just performance.
Yeah. So it's like the cornerstone of what you get taught.
Yeah.
Like at university in your PT course.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had 2 this week that the other one was like, I've always just chased like fat loss.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've had a program to refer to be like, I'm getting stronger. This is cool. And then, the other one, it was like the whole concept of tracking was new. Yeah. And was like, that's why I got the result I did.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the data points. But the reason why tracking is so important is because it helps us make the best decisions for when you're not making the progress that you would like.
Yeah.
Or it also affirms that all of these hypothetical starting points that we've put together to, construct your plan are actually working.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like we work off really good frameworks, frameworks from training, frameworks from nutrition, obviously our experience and our knowledge. And you get this like starting blueprint and it's, based off the consultation too. So you put that out into practice. These data tracking show how effective that practice is.
Yeah.
And if you don't have these measurements of the data, you're essentially guessing or just hoping something's going to work out. And then that leads to a lot of frustration when, things aren't going your way, because you can't even have constructive conversations about like what to help them with to overcome whatever it is that's stopping them.
Yeah.
Because there's just no information. Like if someone's not tracking their sleep or is not tracking their nutrition or is not tracking their training performance, it's like when you're not building the muscle you want, dropping the body fat you want, gaining the strength you want, we're going to sit down and be like, so are you doing this, and that? And they say no. It's like, we have to start with that first before we can even make a change.
How often do you get like, rate your nutrition out of 5 this week and it's a 3? Oh, I fucked up, did this,
I had one meal.
And then you scroll down and you're like, did you not track? Like what you're saying up here and you're within fucking 2%.
Yeah. It's like
of the averages of the week.
I went to my grandma's and had one meal.
Yeah. And you look at the metrics, you're like,
yeah.
You either didn't track the poor behavior that you're telling me, or the poor behavior in your head is not actually making a difference.
Absolutely.
And it chill the fuck out.
Yeah, and like, how powerful is that coaching conversation as well? So, had a very similar conversation with a client yesterday. So, work schedules changed for the acute period, and like just hasn't been able to get to the gym. Like, he's been trying to get up in the morning, gets called at 4 a.m., got to go to work.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't get there. So he's like, still been walking and I've still been tracking my food.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I'm still losing weight.
Yeah.
I was like, awesome. Like, try and get to the gym when you can. But if you can't, make sure we show up in these areas so we can still win.
Yeah.
You don't track anything. You give up. You throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can't assess if you're making progress. Like, I just said to them, like, he kind of just needed that verbal kind of sign off that he's doing everything he could. He's like, oh, I feel shit. And I'm like, I know I feel shit. Because you are wanting to
have high standards.
Yeah, operate in this manner. And we've done so great. Like, I think he's like 7.5 kilos down a month.
Yeah.
So I said, sweet, we're still working. Let's just, live here at the moment and show up for, 100% of what we have.
Yeah.
And he was like, sweet. But if you don't have the measurement and the data and all that stuff to do that, they just like, I'm failing. So then it's like, all right, I'm fucking throwing the baby out with the bathwater and saying, fuck this.
Not doing the walking, not doing the food.
Not doing it. Yeah, just it's not worth it, because I'm not making any progress.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's so many powerful, like, things that come from tracking. It's not just like, because, like, let's be real. The reason people don't do it is because of their mindset when things don't go the way they want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't know if you get it, but someone might, like, it's like the check-in. Like, they think it's just like a gas up all the time sometimes.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, I'm so excited for the check-ins every week. And I'm like, I like that. But in my head, I'm like, there's going to be a time when I'm going to tell you what you need to hear.
Yeah.
And that may not be
fun.
The gas up that you are expecting.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a similar sentiment when they look at the measurements. It's like, you need to have a really cool head when shit's not going your way. Because like, there's just so many things playing at the same game at the same time when we're trying to get in shape.
Yeah.
It's like our body's actually trying to work against us to stop it.
Yeah.
So you have to be real. And there's so many influences, things just like your body weight alone. We have to be real with the idea that like it's not moving in the right direction sometimes. And then what we have is the best data to make the best decisions for you to ensure that it does.
Yeah.
So why tracking matters for physique and performance, I've split it up into objective data, objective measurable data, and subjective internal feedback, we'll call it.
Yeah.
So